Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. I have a new journal that I want to do a quick flip through of, and Pawsha is here on the table. He's the crafty cat in the picture, and he decided he wants to lay right here, but he doesn't want me to move him, so I guess that's where he's going to lay. Anyway, so this is a Christmas journal. It's 30 pages. So double that, you know, for writing surfaces, and then there's other little things to write on. It is 5 3/4 wide by 8 3/4 long. It's about the same size as my last journal, this the winter one here. Alright, so this one has a little bell right here and a Santa. This is like a chipboard Santa and a doily. And it's one signature, but it's a chunky monkey for sure. It's super full. So, and then it's tied with some crocheted lace. Right? So let's open that up. And this poinsettia is one that my sister made for me for my journals. So I did like a library pocket on the inside here. And this Santa card comes out like this, and this is fabric down here, and it looks like a vintage postcard on the back. And this is one of those roses you can get at Hobby Lobby that are on it's almost like ribbon. And then rickrack up here, and again that's a pocket, and the old time Santas. Most of my images I got off of Pinterest, or I had from a long time ago, and these come out of this the work basket. These are really cool because they have all kinds of old ads, and then they have, like, you know, these doily or tatting images. And then this is how to decorate the beautiful Christmas tree lampshade. This was gifted to me, and a bunch of other stuff. And it came with a bunch of tatting magazines and things like that, but it's kind of a funny advertisement, and I glued it to another piece of paper because it was really starting to break apart on the edges here, so I wanted to preserve it as best as possible. So that's on another piece of paper that's just scrapbook paper. And then this is an old Christmas card. The other day when I was at an antique store, I found a few of these old Christmas cards like this. And so I cut the front off, so that's the front and the inside cover, and just made a little tag out of it, and then this is the inside greeting. So it says, with best wishes for Christmas and the coming year. And somebody had signed this one at the bottom, so that's why I clipped it off, and that's why it's shorter than this part. And then this is the matchbook notebook that we made together. That's on a paper clip. So there's just different types of paper in there. And Crafty Cat's name is Pawsha, so he's just sitting here. He's a Persian, and he got a haircut, so he probably, if you do see the rest of him, he looks a little funny. So he's just kind of hanging out there. This is a tea bag from when I tea stained this paper. I used coffee and tea, but I just set the tea bag on there and set it out in the sun, and you can see there's like an indent from the string of the tea bag. I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of cool, and it comes through on the other side too. It's just kind of neat. And then there's a little tuck spot and a journaling card. And this is that paper that people use to do like embroidered towels, the iron-on transfers. That's what that is. So that's that paper. And then I did coffee stain some of this lace. It's the same type of lace that I used on the front of this journal. It's just been coffee stained. So, and then this is just some paper, and this came out of a 1920s like a children's magazine, things for kids to do. And so this says something to do department, something for boys and girls to do, and there's just little things on there. And I did put washi tape on this piece of paper before I sewed it into the signature, because it is very delicate piece of paper. So, and that's from an old composition notebook. I've used that before in that other journal. And this is just some lined paper, and I stamped Merry Christmas up here. And then this side opens up like this, and I've just clipped a piece of coffee stained paper with a doily that unfolds so you can journal on it. Just like a little flap. And these Santas that I've done in this book, a lot of them, the images, I have done the cotton kind of like I did with the angels in the other book, and I did a video on how I do that. This time I used this stuff that you can buy like at the dollar store that you put around the bottom of your Christmas tree, and so I just coffee stained it, and there's a few little spots of glitter, but a lot of that came off, but that really wasn't what I was after anyway. I just really wanted that super flat cotton like that, because then I can clip it out in the shape that I want it, like to do the fuzz on his hat and his cuffs and his boots. So that's what I did with that. And there's another piece of that pattern paper, iron-on pattern paper, and ledger paper, composition notebook, lined paper, and this is actually a Starbucks bag that I just altered, covered up, you know, the Starbucks and all that. But I love it because it's that super like crinkly paper. I just like that, the sound of that. Glassine, I guess is what they call it. And this is from a kid's dictionary, an old one that has the little tabs on it. So I just took out 2 candles and put a Santa and some lace. And there's more of that pattern paper for embroidery, and a doily, and ledger paper. And then this is chalk couture that I showed the other day in that video. I just put one of the small ones on here and did the chalk and then peeled it off. I just had to go kind of slow, and I made sure that I put the chalk couture thing. Oh, Pawsha, he's playing with the ribbon, or the lace, sorry. So I put it on, and just after it dried, I inked it just a little bit just so it wasn't quite so white. But yeah, that's chalk couture, so you can use it on paper. And then this is a big pocket in the center, and I have used, obviously this was scrapbook paper that I made that on, and then I put sewing pattern paper all on the inside. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? He doesn't have claws on the front. And these are just some journaling cards, and I don't remember where I got those. They came in a set of stuff, and I'm sorry I can't remember that. That's been a while ago. And then there's another one of the little note card matchbooks with a jingle bell, and there's just different papers in here. So there's a few little jingles in there for Santa, because this is, I'm going to call this one my St. Nick journal. So it will be on Etsy, and if you look there, it'll be the St. Nick journal. I don't have a lot of them, so it won't be hard to find. And that's the other side of the Starbucks glassine bag. And some lined paper and the composition notebook paper. And then this is just another journaling card that's embellished or altered paper clip, however you want to say it, that I just did with like one of those little flags. He's biting on his foot. If you think he's chewing on the journal, he's not. So I just put that on the lace, so it kind of is like a little flap, and then it just hooks on up here. There's mostly old St. Nicholas or Santa Claus pictures throughout, so there are a few like little kids and things like that, but it's mostly Santa Claus. Oh, and then I stamped on this one, Season's Greetings. And just different papers. And this is the other side of that pattern paper again, and this time I put the tuck spot on the bottom with the lace. So I have one on top, one on bottom, and just a journaling card. And coffee stained paper, and some ledger paper. And then this is the other side of that lampshade, how to decorate your lampshade. And I just did like a fold out here, And so there's a big tag in here that holds lots of journaling space, and then it's been decorated on the front with Santa Claus. What are you doing, babe? And then there's some little pearls here, and again the Santa and the little girls have the cotton on their clothing. And then this opens, and there's another Santa with the cotton. I don't know if you can see that. And then this opens up. It's like a double tag that I just folded, you know, to make kind of like a double tag book. And then these are all just different tags in here that you could use for packages if you wanted to, because like this one has the to from on the inside, or you can just journal on them. This is a little envelope, like a coin envelope, and I didn't put anything in there, but you could put whatever little trinket or thing that you want, little note that you want. And this is just a little one. And that just slides right in. There's like a side pocket right here, so that just slides in, and I like to leave it out, that part out. And so there's that. And then I did another one of the loaded paper bags or pockets like I did for my Stampin' Up! Video. It's the same thing, it's just a much smaller paper bag. So it's the paper bag was this width. I just folded up the bottom, you know, cut it open, and that's all that I did with that. And then there's all different tags that you could use for packages or whatever. This came out of that work basket, this work basket magazine again. It's just cool with the pattern for the stockings and Santa and the little girl. And then that's like shiplap. And then there's two more tags up here. The little girl, and my sister made the crochet flower. And a guest check on the back of that one. This one's pretty simple. Just has Santa and some lined paper if you want to journal or write a little note to a friend or whatever you would like to do with that. So as I said, this one will go on my Etsy shop tomorrow if anybody's interested. This one did take a bit to make it with the details, like that one's got the cotton on it as well. So that one's all done and it's loaded. So, all right, everybody, I hope you're having a great weekend, and we will chat again soon. Bye-bye now.